Great, so our goal for today is to show CJ's expertise and tools, how we can go beyond surface level metrics and really drive down to a creator strategy that will drive meaningful results for your brand, whatever that means to you. We'll do this in 3 ways. We'll talk about how to go deeper than vanity metrics. We will talk about the types of signals we look at to determine what kind of outcomes we can expect. And we'll talk about our truly data-driven, data-centered approach to creator selection. So why does this matter? Truthfully, we see brands all the time put money into creators with high follower counts or who are having a trending moment without really grounding in a strategy or have a plan for how to measure impact. And we really care about making the most out of every dollar that's spent in this space. And through our years of experience, we know that conversions truly happen when you can match the right creator with the right brand goals. And so our expertise in the space can really help you suss out what's going to make a good campaign versus a great campaign.
Awesome. So in order for us to help you guys really understand what are those signals, let's first go through the myths. So one of the common myths that we always hear is there's a universal recipe on picking the right creators and getting the right success. As much as we'd love it to be 1 + 1 = 2 and it's as simple as that, the reality is every campaign's different, every campaign's unique and has different KPIs. And really what our job is really how do we improve the odds of your campaign success? Myth number 2 is really the unicorn. Now, everyone thinks that there's a perfect creator out there that will drive and guarantee sales. But the one thing I would want to walk away from this is that the word guaranteed is never really what we're about. We're trying to improve your odds. We want to give you the highest chance for success, and that's really what we do. And the way we're really able to do this is through a lot of the data that we collect. Now, data is going to be something we talk about a lot in this presentation, as well as intuition, but data is a really big part of the success that we've had with a lot of our campaigns. And then the third thing is really vanity. And we're all guilty of it. We see someone with 1 million followers, a lot of likes, all of that, and we think they're perfect for me. But what we really want to look is beyond that. Like what really matters? What does 1 million followers mean? What does 500 comments mean? You know, that's really what our job is. How do we help you analyze that? How do you help break it down and make sense out of that for your campaigns?
Great, so we talked about how it's important to understand what your brand's goals are and maybe what not to do in the creator space, but now we can talk about how we actually build that right strategy. And really it starts with goals. It's based in your KPIs. So whatever your brand goal is gonna dictate what kind of mix of creator attributes we're gonna look for to drive the best results for your campaign and your brand. And whether you're looking for brand awareness, engagement, sales, those all require kind of a different mix of skill sets and strengths when we're looking at an individual creator profile. So good thing is when you're working with CJ, you're not just getting access to our whole network of creators, you're actually getting kind of the formula we've figured out for how to merge data and intuition, qualitative insights for that best impact out of your campaign. So let's play this out a little bit. We have a fictional meal kit service brand. We need to know what their goals are so we can determine what our creator selection strategy is. So we're gonna ask them a few things. Who do you wanna reach? What do you want them to do? And what are 1 or 2 results that would indicate meaningful results for you in the end? So our meal kit service brand is looking to reach busy parents or professionals who really don't have time during the busy week to plan and shop for meals. When we get to them, we want them to try the service, so we're offering a pretty steep discount to incentivize that first trial. And ultimately at the end of the day, if we've driven traffic to the website and of course driven subscription orders, that would indicate a successful campaign. So with all of this, we know that their goal is going to be traffic and sales oriented. And now we can put together a creator profile that's going to drive towards those results specifically. So we've talked a lot about the signals. Let's actually get into it. What are some of the things we look at? If you're a brand who's looking for a brand awareness campaign, you want to reach a lot of people, you might look to follower counts, and that's not a bad place to start. But not every audience is built the same. So we need to look at some of our data and metrics to really get a nuance of that audience and understand what we're getting out of that follower count. So we have the tools to do that. We can take a high fashion influencer. She's kind of a lifestyle, very aesthetic content. She has millions of followers across all of her channels. Amazing. If we look at her TikTok in particular, she has 5 million followers. That's incredible. But through our insights, we can tell that she's reaching about 350,000 per post. That's not bad. That's great. But we just know now this is data that can help inform our decisions. We're not going to expect that she's going to reach all 5 million. So now we can decide if that's really aligned with our goals or not. Another thing that we can look at is she's got a pretty global audience. So if you're a strictly US-based brand, maybe she's not going to reach your exact target customer. But if you're a global high fashion brand who wants your product to be seen on a highly curated, aesthetic, on-trend creator, she's going to be a great fit for you. It's just about knowing the data to help inform the right decision. If we go down the funnel a little bit, if you're looking to really engage new audiences, drive genuine interest and consideration of your brand, we're not going to look at follower count so much. It's really about trust. So metrics like engagement rate, active comment sections, high intent engagements, that's all going to signal a high quality audience for us. So we see this all the time. A creator with 20,000 followers can drive better impact than one with 200,000 followers if that 20K follower audience really trusts that creator and looks to them as a true recommender of ideas. So these signals can really differentiate whether someone is truly building a community in a two-way conversation or if they're growing a following, because there's a difference and a distinction there. And finally, sales. I know we're all interested in sales at the end of the day here. And so when we're looking at a sales campaign, we're going to take all of that logic that we've talked about and these other objectives and also layer on some real first-party data and other kind of behavioral signals on that creator to determine if they're actually priming their audience for sales. Because if they're not selling for other brands, they're probably not going to sell for yours as well. So we can take this creator, for example. She's got kind of a mid-tier following. She's like a fashion influencer. Right away, we can see she's got Shop My Looks in her bio. That's a good signal. If we go to her Linktree, she's got multiple different affiliate programs and storefronts that she's promoting on a regular basis. And then we can, if she's in our network, we can actually see if she's driven performance or not. And that can really help us determine if we can expect similar results when applied to someone else. So basically when you find that sales driver who we can validate with our qualitative and data insights, they've clearly figured out the recipe for their audience. So we definitely recommend letting them do what they do best and apply that formula for your brand.
Awesome. Thanks, Bree. So we're going to talk now about the power of data and the art of intuition. So we mentioned this earlier in our presentation. So when we think about data, we really lean on historical sales and performance. Like, how do we use that data to help us inform the future and really create intelligent decisions? When we talk about earlier the example of a creator that has 1 million followers, all these comments, it's what other data can be infused in it? And this is something we're really excited about and what we're going to talk about in a few slides. Because really what we're doing is really finding the right balance. And balance is a word I love to use because it's not just about data, it's also about other aspects too. It's about the audience insights and all of that. And so our data advantage comes in also, I think, and the keynote said today, which was the power of one. Like, how are we really utilizing who we are as CJ, as well as Epsilon, Publicis Groupe, and all of our sister networks to really power what we're doing? So the first is really through our first party data. So with the 60,000 plus creators we have in our network, we're actually enriching all their profiles with our performance data that we're getting in-house. Additionally, we're getting second party audience data through our network, whether it be your Fluency or social listening. And then also we're doing this through commerce data. So you heard today a lot about our TikTok Shop partnership. So we're taking all that data and infusing our creator profiles to build a more robust profile of each creator. So what I'm actually really excited about, which is actually one of my projects, is CJ Select. So what we're trying to do with CJ Select is really build almost a living data-driven ecosystem. So we've seen networks out there with millions of people in their networks, but instead of just scraping profiles, what we're actually doing is taking thousands of verified users and building a profile of them over time. So really progressive data capture. So if Bree came into our network in 2020, over the 5 years, we're actually learning more about her, where she shops, her interests, her favorite colors, what she doesn't like to do. Because the reality is that when creators come into your network on day one, they are very different 2 years later. And that's what we're trying to get into, right? Because everyone's gonna run campaigns and evolve and pick the right creator. So that's really what we're trying to do. We're continuously enriching these profiles. And outside of data, it's also intuition, the stuff that doesn't show up on paper all the time. And that's really where kind of our team's expertise comes into it. We're looking at your brand style, right? Does a creator's style and aesthetic match with what your brand is looking to do? And I think even beyond that, it's authenticity. One of the biggest things we hear from creators on campaigns they like to work on is when they get to talk about brands that they love and care about, because their audience knows that too. It's not always about the creator with the millions of followers, it's about the creator that has the most authentic and driven audience. And then the last one for me is like blending the data and the art. And again, I go back to the word balance. How do we find the right balance? In some campaigns, we start with data and then back into kind of the intuition aspect. And in others, we start with aesthetics. We figure out the audience and then we back into the data. Depending on what your campaign needs are, we kind of like tailor it to what you need.
Great, so we've talked a lot, thrown a lot at you. What can you do to kind of bring this all together? Luckily, we offer a fully white glove end-to-end service with CJ Influence. So we can apply all of this data, all of this strategy to your creator programs. Whether you're just getting started in the creator space or have an existing program that you're looking to take to the next level or optimize, we can create a custom strategy and really apply this formula, this data, this years of experience to really help enrich any type of influencer program, whether it's brand campaigns, ambassador programs, gifting, etc. We kind of have a solution for whatever your goals are. So when you leave here today, if you're inspired by any of this potential that we can help unlock in the creator space, talk to your brand and social teams, think through what might be able to help benefit your goals. Talk to us, we can create a custom strategy for you and really help unlock all the potential that we know exists in this creator marketplace and the social commerce landscape that's really exploding right now. So we want to talk to you. You can follow this QR code to kind of learn more about CJ Influence and schedule a time to meet with us, or come find Joseph and I or any of us that have a little social commerce button on our tags, and you can talk to us about Influencer. We would love to learn more about what you're trying to do. And that's,
any questions?
Yeah.
No? No questions? I guess not.
We've got about 5 minutes for questions if anyone has any, but also happy to let you keep enjoying the conference. Yes.
You talked about some of the different strategies you implemented in ambassador programs or one-off campaigns. Is there like a secret sauce to which of those strategies helps position for commerce conversion success that you recommend?
Yeah, so yes, can repeat that. Lindsay was wondering if there's a different strategy that we take for determining what type of program structure essentially will help reach the different goals, I think. Is that correct? Yeah. Right, so if you're really, really focused on driving the most sales, you want to empower creators to really just be ambassadors for your brand and drive organic sales. You're not as concerned about having brand content that you can use, et cetera. An ambassador style program is a really great way to offer, a competitive commission rate, really onboard them into your ethos and enable them to promote on your behalf at their speed, in their control. That's a really great way to focus on sales at a, performance-based cost essentially. But sometimes you need to fill a content calendar and you need to fuel a social ads program, and you have a lot of different needs, and creator content can really be a valuable resource for you. So maybe you need a UGC style program or a brand campaign with wide usage rights that you can leverage across your other channels. So that's part of the bespoke solution that we help work you towards, but there are different ways to structure a creator campaign to kind of optimize towards those results for sure. Outside of just how to select the right person, it's also how to put together the right strategy. I don't know if you have anything to add. But.
No, I think that all makes sense. I think the key is really like tailoring. Like we're always tailoring campaigns. There's no one size fits all. Like we take what you give us and we give our best recommendations on it. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Yes.
You get a couple more details on like the creator network. So I saw I think 25 million creators, 60,000 have like individual files. How should we think about like different pockets of the creator network?
Yeah, I would say the 25 million, I think we can look at as like on the surface level, right? If you're just looking for a directory of all of the, let's say, restaurants in your area, that's what the 25 million is. But if you want the ones that have top reviews, where you're able to sort through kind of like the ones that fit you best, that's kind of where that 60,000 comes in. Like I said, what we're really trying to do is really differentiate ourselves when we think about our network. We do have that 25 million reach. We can source it out, but when you're looking for like that granular data, where you're coming to us and saying, hey, we're looking for a 25 to 30 demographic, people that like high-end skincare and are located in California and have a strong affinity and work with brands, that's kind of that granularity that we're trying to dig down to. We're not just trying to say, hey, we want people with this reach. Anyone can give you that. What we're trying to do is get to that granularity of it all.
And even the 25 million, that's like a subset of the overall CJ partnership network, right?
Yeah, it's kind of an aggregation. Like when you look at any network out there, when they're touting 100 million, whatever it is, they're scraping data, right? We all do it, right? So it's kind of our initial reach, but beyond that, we're also scraping beyond it too.
Anything else?
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you guys, we have a few other CJ Influence content sessions with some of our colleagues. So right after this, at the main stage, is our colleague Brett Scott, who's going to be doing a really interesting panel on the social commerce and creator commerce. So definitely check that out if you have time in your schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.